8 people died Monday in a fire at a home for older people on the outskirts of the Serbian capital, Belgrade, officials said. According to Associated Press, 7 others were injured in the blaze that erupted around 3:30 a.m. in Barajevo, municipality on the southern edge of Belgrade, state RTS television reported. Police said in a statement that 30 people were in the home when the fire broke out. They said the fire engulfed over a third of the care facility, which is located in a house in a rural area. The suspected cause of the fire was arson, police said. The state prosecutor's office said an investigation is still underway, but that initial indications suggest that one of the residents who died in the fire had started it. The injured were transferred to 2 hospitals in Belgrade, RTS said. At least one person was in serious condition, doctors said.
Jel mogu s tobom? Ti pozdrav. Ne znam od kad im je.
Ćemo odmah preko ranca jer su tražili iz pulsa.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is capable of carrying out mass casualty attacks against members of the NATO military alliance, a prominent Russian expert has warned. Keir Giles, a leading Russian expert at Chatham House, spoke with Newsweek after Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk accused Russia of planning acts of sabotage worldwide, including acts of air terror targeting airlines. Western intelligence agencies said in November that Russia was suspected in orchestrating a plot to plant incendiary devices in packages aboard cargo planes bound for the United States and elsewhere. The plot appears to have been linked to 2 blazes that occurred in Europe, namely in NATO member state Germany and in the United Kingdom. In 2024, Poland's Internal Security Agency also attributed Russian special services to a spike in incidences within the country and elsewhere in the EU and in NATO member countries. Moscow may carry out attacks for demonstrative purposes over what it considers to be retaliation for Western decisions that have led to Russian setbacks in the Ukraine conflict, Giles told Newsweek, such as Washington relaxing restrictions on what Kiev can do with US supplied long-range missiles. But in addition, of course, we've seen a pattern of attacks that look like reconnaissance and probing for a future more serious combination of attacks across Europe for specific objectives, for example, in support of Russian objectives. If they are moving against a NATO state and wish to prevent movement across Europe, that would explain a lot of the interest in logistics links and railway networks and hubs that they have shown so far. The key point is we should bear in mind that none of the restraints that any normal country would take for granted actually apply to Russia, Giles said. They have already demonstrated the recklessness that leads us to say they are plainly not ruling out mass casualty attacks. Earlier, Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov said that Russia has to prepare for war with NATO as well as complete its war against Ukraine. The Ministry of Defense of Russia must be ready for any development of events, including a possible military conflict with NATO in Europe in the next decade, Belousov said. Russia has taken the initiative in the fighting and aims to fully conquer Ukraine's regions by this year. He claimed that Ukrainian troops are exhausted and the Russian army has been rapidly advancing on all fronts.